So today is a little bit different. I'm helping my buddy Rupert with his car. So you can see that wheel is nice and clean. He's been having a little bit of brake noise on his Jeep. And well, that one's a fair bit dirtier than any of the other wheels, so makes that pretty obvious that it's that wheel. It's kind of like a grinding noise when he comes to a halt slowly. Doesn't pull, doesn't stop short or anything. So we're just going to pull it apart, take a look at it, and upgrade all the brakes while we're at it. That's what's on the menu for today, and we'll see how that goes. Got the front wheels off. This is the passenger side, and well, the front sides look real nice. The back side, on the other hand, let's see, can you see that? Seems smooth over here, but it's rather chewy down there. On the driver's side, which was where we saw the brake dust on there. Again, front side, real nice. But the inside is far from good. It's real grooved. Oh yeah, there's metal flakes over here. Something's definitely not happy. Yeah, it's real grooved up here. That definitely needs to be, well, we're replacing it anyways. It might have been turnable, but just replacing it with new stuff anyways. Alright, that looks like this is a Merkin vehicle, so that could be half, no, 3/4. But let's try 14 mil for that. You want to pull the calipers off, Rupert? You want to pull the calipers off first? Are we replacing the calipers? Yep. Alright, we'll also want to get some flexi hose, the crimpy things that
clamp them. Okay.
Yeah. They make a tool for that. It's like vice grips, so it's got rounded fronts.
Plastic, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look for that while we're at Summit. Let's pull these off and see how the brake pads look in the back of the rotors. Alright, flatten that caliper off. I've only touched caliper brakes once before, and that was on this guy's Xterra. But let's have a look-see at what the pads look like. Yeah, front one looks good to me. Oh God! Oh.
Yeah, FG Reagan.
Hey Rupert, I think I found your problem.
Yeah.
Jesus, there is 0 friction material left on that one. Wow. That's terrible.
Advanced Federated Auto Person. I thought they were Mopar.
We're not reusing these, are we? Well, can't reuse that. I thought you were supposed to replace these in pairs. Yeah, you were braking with metal on metal. So I wonder if the other side's just as bad, because it wasn't pulling. It wasn't pulling like that side was grabbing more. Yeah, that has plenty of meat left on it. Yeah, and it looks like the one pin may have been sticky like I was thinking. Because you can see that side's worn down more than this.
Do you think it was sticking?
Maybe a little bit, but that wouldn't erase the back like that.
Yeah, fix it should increase my MPGs if it's not going to stick.
Maybe. Oh, it could have been dragging, and that's why.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Well, let's, you want to work on the other side, or you want to pull this off all the way?
Pull it off.
All right. Back to time lapse. A look-see. Rotor's good and loose. Oh, come on. I'm grabbing the backing plate. Alright, need to walk this off. Come on. No, you wanna. Oh, it's got an O-ring. That's weird. Never seen an O-ring on that. I can see it. I'm looking at an O-ring. Never seen an O-ring on a brake before, but well, there we go. Oh yeah. That's seen better days. Oh yeah. Wow. Alright, on to the other side. This side's not nearly as bad as the other. What's interesting is on the rotor on the outside, I don't know how well you can see that, it almost looks like the factory cross hatching on these rotors is still there, which means that might not be all that old. On the outside it looks good again, but on the inside a little less pleasant. There's some pitting. Again, it almost looks like the cross hatching's still there, but the brake pad contact is down here, and you can even see on the brake pad how it's worn down on the outer edges. Yep, definitely not great, so good thing we're replacing it all. Next stop, heaven. I mean, Nirvana Summit Racing. Man, I could spend all day drooling in here. Oh, they have everything. Got the new calipers out and apart, ready to put on. Cleaning up the new rotors, slotted and vented. Ooh, fancy. Got the back plate painted up, so it's going to keep it from rusting. Basically, just throw a smear of anti-seize all over here to keep rust from seizing the rotor on. This side didn't have an O-ring, and I don't think the kit came with O-rings, so I'm not going to bother putting it on this side. And if it fits on the other side that had one, might as well throw it on there. Going to clamp off the brake line over there, take that off the caliper, slap it on the new one, and yeah, quick and easy, painless. At least we hope it is. Alright, so we decided to go with a drop of thread locker blue on the caliper bracket bolts. But first we got to put the rotor on. Oh, that's heavy. Jesus. That's heavier than the other one. Line her up. Stick that on. Alright, now caliper bracket. It's got the hardware on it already. And that goes on this way. No, it goes on this way. There we go. Hurt. Where's the holes? There's the holes. Thanks, boss. Alright, other bolt. That should be good. That's what brake cleans for it. You know what took me way too long to realize? The ratchet thing on the ratchet, you know, the thing that selects which way it goes.
Yeah.
You point that in the direction you move the handle to do it. I swear I was using them for a long time before I figured that one out. And the day I did, I was like, well, ain't that stupid? Stupid obvious. Bar. You think we ought to tighten it with the breaker bar? Yeah, because that's what we broke it loose with. I mean, it's not like we're going monkey crazy on this. Ow. Wouldn't be working. No, I rusted myself. Yeah, I rusted myself. Oxidation cops got arrested. Well, there we go. Click.
Well, it's got red lockers, so
Yeah. No. And they're red too, which means it'll work better. That definitely looks nice. That definitely looks nice. Alright, we should. Do you think we ought to use thread locker on these? I honestly don't know.
Did it say Jeep on the outside?
No. Alright, need to get the new pads. And then just put a wee dab. Yeah, we don't need those because it came with the hardware and the. Oops.
Don't need this. Use ceramic silicone brake compound lubricant.
Well, we'll use the stuff that came with it then. Yep. Apply to these surfaces. Apply to the slidey bolts, which already came pre-lubed. And apply to the tips of the brake pads.
Installation guide.
That going in? I mean, it's not touching anything. Just kind of sitting there.
Is it a noise indicator though?
Oh. That's a good
So
thought.
we should
Yeah,
probably put that on the inside then.
on the bottom, yeah. Because this way it'll get dragged in and score the rotor. On the outside it would drag out. Nah.
If it was going,
If oh no.
so it'd be going up.
So we want that on the outside. Does that make sense to you? See, I'm used to drum brakes. These newfangled calipers are weird.
Besides just a brake wear indicator going on.
So the internet has no definitive answer, so we're going to go ahead and stick it on here so that elongates when it drags. There's some concerns about scoring it, but no one ever seems to have had anything super bad happen from putting it on one way or the other. So we're just going to stick it on this side so that it elongates, just because we've already got it together this way. Do have to take it apart to lube everything though, so that's what we'll go ahead and do now. Gonna go ahead and bleed this. Got the vacuum sucker thingy all set up. Where'd the 10 mil walk off to? There's the 10 mil. Crack it open just a wee snit. Stick her on there and suck away. Oop. Well, we're going to go ahead and do all the other sides and then bleed after that. I just figured that bleeding ahead of time would keep any air from working its way back in the system as it sits. But we'll just go around, pedal bleed it first, and then if she's still kind of squishy, use the vacuum bleeder on it. Alright, we're going to standard bleed these, starting with the closest one to the master cylinder, which just happens to be this wheel. And then basically go from here. If it still feels kind of squishy, then we'll go to the paper towels everywhere. Then if we get her working good, well, if it's still squishy after this, then we'll use the vacuum bleeder. Attach that. Let's see. There's the 10 mil. Let me make sure I've got it cracked. There. Alright, got it tight. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pump, 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 and then you see how it gets solid every time? And then after it feels pretty solid, let me know, hold it there, and then I'll release it, okay? Because what you're doing is you're compressing all the air in the system. Every time you pump it, it compresses a little farther. And then after it's built up and pedal feels solid, it's pretty much as squished as it's going to get. That's when you release it. And then when it goes down to the floor, let me know and I'll stop it.
All right.
Cracking.
All right, this down all the way.
All right. Go ahead and pump it again.
All right.
Oh yeah, there goes the air.
Down all the way.
Pump. I'm still getting air out of this one, so. One more.
All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, check the fluid level.
Check out that one.
Yep. Yep, but all the air's out of this side, so we'll need to top that off.
Locked up, you know.
Yep.
Tight.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's good and tight. Yeah, you need to fill that up.
Yeah.
We'll go to the other side and then do the same thing. All right, crack her off. You feel the air coming out.
Down all the way.
Pump. So we had a casualty. The bottom half of this mount broke off, which unfortunately means, well, I have no way to set up my camera to film anymore, facing up anyways. I can still do it facing down, but that doesn't help me when I need to face up, like right now. So, guess that'll be all for this project. We'll say on the rear brakes, the caliper is a little bit different, but basically undo that bolt up there, There's another one on the bottom, and this whole section in the middle pulls out. That's all you got to do to replace it. So, gonna go ahead and do that, and bring you back when I'm done. Quick overview on this. Yep, those two are actually 13mm pins, and they bolt right into this plate here. The hardware guide thingies actually clip onto this part. Now this is the parking brake assembly, the spreading part operated by the handle in the cab. Opens this side. Then on this side, now it doesn't look like an automatic adjuster. It looks like you have to actually get in there with a screwdriver and click it over, but that's how you adjust how tight this is. The tighter out, the more likely it is to grab as soon as you add the brakes. So what we're doing right now is we're going to go ahead and try and break in his brakes. It's important to do that so that they last longer and whatnot. One.
There's no way. No, there's 40.
Two.
Don't try this at home.
Yeah. Three. Four. Five.
People think we're idiots.
That was 6.
No, that's 5, and now I'm doing 35 to 5. 2, 3.
Engine sounds great though.
There's 4, right?
Yeah. Five.
Alright. Now we just drive around for 5 minutes.
Well, that worked out.
We'll keep these here. That way, just make sure the knee calipers are the same size.
I think it's in focus. Let's there you go. Yeah, 40 to 10 in the backwards.
No, I'm going backwards so I can try to get 2 of them on this road.
Yeah.